Hi, I'm High Priestess Shailaja, mystic mentor, intuitive healer, tarot card reader, psychologist, and many things more. I'm sitting in my balcony, and which is why you're going to hear a lot of background noise, birds chirping, traffic, people talking. Bear with me. Okay, let's talk about evil eye. What is evil eye? Does it impact you? Is it real? And how can you deal with it, handle it, so on and so forth? Let's start with what is evil eye. Evil eye is negative energy sent towards you. It can have a specific purpose or intention, or it can just be a general negative energy. Like, for example, I don't like the way you dress, is something very specific, to how are you thriving so well? How are you so good? Is something generalized, because it doesn't mention which area, which aspect of your life. Now, this has many layers to it. There is the sender layer and sender's energy, and then there's the receiver's energy. And we'll talk about both and end with how you can deal with it. How can you, if in case ever you feel that somebody has sent evil eye towards you, what can you do? And how to also avoid people sending you evil eye energy. Let's first start with the sender. For a person to send you evil eye or send you negative energy, their intention needs to be strong. Their emotion needs to be strong. It needs to dominate their current state of mind. Most importantly, their mind, body, and spirit needs to be aligned. The intensity of evil eye or the intensity of the negative energy sent towards you is determined by how strongly they felt that emotion, how strongly they felt that intention in that moment, and how much that situation or that particular place, that environment, the person bothered them. Someone is hating on you, or if someone has always hated you, naturally their dominant emotion would be of anger, would be of envy, of jealousy, and therefore the evil eye that they send will have a strong impact on you. Whereas for someone who's, say you're putting up a stall in an exhibition and someone just passes by and they notice that you have a lot of customers, you have a lot of clients visiting your stall and your sales are going up. So in that moment there is an emotion of envy, of jealousy, there is an emotion of discomfort, and the negative energy they send towards you would be minuscule, would be something of low intensity. It might affect your sales for a while, and yeah, other than that it depends on your energy, which we will talk about when we are talking about receiver. It is also known as black magic when you purposefully, intentionally, consciously send negative energy to a person. Consciously sending negative energy is rare. At the same time, for accomplished people like Ambanis in India or global celebrities, global icons, naturally there would be people who would want to weed them out. They would want to weed the competition, the enemy, right? There might be people existing who would want the Ambanis to face downfall, who would want Ambanis to probably face millions in losses. Therefore, either the person might send negative energy themselves, consciously or unconsciously, or they could use a practitioner consciously. Of course, consciously, they would use a practitioner to send evil energy to the specific person. And as I mentioned, very rarely have I seen practitioners, occultists, divinators consciously participating in black magic because it leads to karma. But generally, I've seen people practicing white magic or clean magic. Now, coming back to evil eye. As I mentioned earlier, it depends on the sender's dominant emotion and dominant energy, and most importantly, the mind, body, and spirit needs to align. Are you sending this from your soul? Are you momentally reacting to a situation because of your insecurities, because of your envy, because of your jealousy, because of your limiting beliefs, because of your comparison? Do you genuinely want this person to face losses in their life, to face downfall in their career, in their personal life, so on and so forth? Or is it something momentarily wherein it's your own subconscious mind showing you where you're playing small, where you're limiting yourself? This is a very important question to ask yourself, because most often, maximum times, you're going to realize it's because you're scared of your own power. You're scared of your potential, you're scared of your capability, and therefore you are reacting instead of responding to the situation, to the environment, to the person. And when you realize this, when you become aware of it, naturally you stop sending that negative energy. You stop getting jealous of that person because you realize that you are not putting effort on yourself. You are not taking risks. You're playing small, and this situation can also serve as inspiration, as motivation for you, as a trigger point for you to probably take a risk like them. If you're getting envious that they are putting up a stall in an exhibition and earning so much, they're getting so much business, then maybe it's a sign for you to also take a risk and to show up more, whether it's online or offline. If their online followers are increasing and you're getting jealous of that and you're wondering how can they be so authentic, how are they able to connect with people so easily, then it's a trigger for you to also show up authentically, to realize where you're putting up masks, whether it's online or offline, where you are playing safe, where you are playing small, where are you being comfortable, that you're unable to expand, that you're unable to evolve, unable to grow. So this was all about the sender's energy, because it's quite simple. It's about the dominating energy and dominating emotion in the moment, and secondly, how strongly they felt this. That's it. Now, most important, let's talk about receiver's energy, which is my favorite part, and I learned this through personal experience as well as professional wisdom. I'm quite excited to talk about this particular part. When we talk about receiver's energy, honestly, frankly, your energy is what matters here. Yes. If you are someone who is easily influenced by other people's energies, other people's emotions, other people's beliefs, patterns, thoughts, you will naturally attract more of their negative energy. If you are someone with strong boundaries, who knows what they are capable of, their potential, naturally this wouldn't affect you or impact you so much or as much as it would generally in other scenarios or circumstances. Therefore, your energy, where you are in your spiritual journey, how much have you evolved, how much have you let go your limiting beliefs, how much have you worked on yourself, is what determines how much this negative energy will impact you or influence you. Most importantly, energy always needs a direction to go. Yes, that's how it is, which is why practitioners and people often focus on intention. Often in your spiritual journey, you will hear people talking about intention, living consciously, living purposefully, because this determines where your energy will flow and where it will grow. Wow. This determines where your energy will flow and where it will grow. Your karma, how much have you cleared your karma, determines your energy. In the beginning, people's emotions would impact me very easily and very often because I didn't have strong boundaries. I had very flexible, malleable boundaries. I was a people pleaser. I always allowed people to dictate what is my reality. I allowed them to tell me what's right, wrong, or what's best for me. And therefore, I would easily give in to their negative energy. Now, I know that I know myself the best. I know my potential, I know my capability, I know what's possible for me simply because I know myself the best. Nobody else. People will only respond based on what they see in me, based on the reflection, based on what's reflected back to them. That is how they will judge, that is how they'll conclude, and that is how they will decide something. It's only me who knows who I am at a soul level, the kind of person I am, what are my thoughts, what are my morals, values, principles, what do I believe in, all of it. It's only I who knows this and who decides this. At any point, if I change, it's because I made that choice. I decided to be a different version. I decided to grow and evolve on this journey. That's the only reason that a transformation would happen for me and in my life. Therefore, the more you work on yourself, the easier it gets to weed out all of this negative energy. The easier it gets to reflect back all this negative energy to the source or to the person themselves. Secondly, this negative energy also shows your wounds. As I mentioned, that energy needs a direction to go. So if there is a wound for you, there exists a trauma or limiting beliefs, a space wherein you're playing small, wherein you're shrinking yourself, the energy will go there. If you subconsciously believe that your business will reach a plateau soon, that you can only have so and so sales. Naturally, if someone sends negative energy to you when they visit your stall in the exhibition, it is going to influence and impact you because it's a mirror. It shows what you believe subconsciously. And I know you might be triggered. I know some of you watching this might be triggered and might wonder, so you're telling me that evil eye is my fault, it's my responsibility. Am I saying it's your fault? No, that's guilt and shame speaking. Am I saying it's your responsibility? Yes, absolutely. I am saying that it's your responsibility because it's you who's responsible for your life. It's you who's responsible for your energy. It's you who's responsible for your ascension, for your evolution. And the longer you blame somebody else, the longer you give your power away, the more you're going to be stuck in this cycle, in this loop. There's nothing that can save you. There's nobody who can rescue from this pit unless you decide, unless you want to come out of this. Yes, take it with a grain of salt, with a pinch of salt. Take it with a pinch of salt. It is what it is. And as I'm speaking to you, I see so many angel numbers on timer, 444, 1010, 444 again, 1111. And all of it points to this thing, what I'm saying, what I'm sharing with you is that you need to take the onus of your journey. You need to take your own responsibility. As I was saying earlier, that this energy, irrespective, negative or positive, even positive energy reflects where you're evolving, where you're growing, who you are at a soul level. You know, if you compliment somebody or you receive a lot of compliments, it reflects, it shows that who you are as a person. You're a person who appreciates beauty in whatever form it is. Coming back to how you can deal with evil eye and how can you stop yourself from getting influenced by evil eye energy, by negative energy, is what I said earlier, that you need to work on yourself. You need to work on where you're limiting yourself. Do people's emotions influence me now? Not as much, unless I allow them to. For example, if I'm talking to a best friend, naturally because I care for her, I love her, and I'm supporting her, I'm holding space for her. And even then I have a strong boundary because I know what emotions to allow and what not to allow. Where she's projecting, I have a stronger boundary and I'm holding her space. And where she's sending me love, I'm accepting it with open arms. This evil eye, negative energy doesn't impact me as much because I believe in myself. I know that as I keep working on myself, as I keep evolving, as I keep growing, as I keep expanding, taking risks, quantum leaping to better timelines, I know that all these energies have no space. It's like your wardrobe. As you evolve, your style changes, and naturally the old clothes, no matter how favorite they are, they don't have a space in your wardrobe anymore. How when you mature from a teenage to an adult and suddenly your attire changes, your style changes, your choices change, your interests change. Naturally, you remove the pieces of clothing you no longer align with. When you start going to corporate, for people who join jobs, for people who join corporates for their jobs, for them, they start adding professional attire to their wardrobe. It's a new change, it's an addition. Therefore, the more you work on yourself, you evolve and you align with better timelines, the old energy, the negative energy, the blocked energy, all of it has no space. All of it isn't going to move forward with you, isn't going to carry forward with you. What's the most interesting part, like the best part of it all, is because you start seeing people for who they are. You start seeing people for their true colors. Realized how certain people were bringing me down and I had to let them go. I realized how certain habits were stopping me from expanding, from evolving, from taking risks, and I had to let them. I realized where I was playing small, how I was limiting my potential, how I was limiting my capabilities because of imaginary walls that don't even exist. And I stopped doing that. I became a better version of myself. In summary, this is what I want to leave you with after this whole video, is that yes, evil eye exists, yes, negative energy exists, and yes, people will send it to you. I mean, that is something that is going to happen because people are still working on themselves. People are on this journey and they're still working through their trauma. Until they change, this will happen. Does this mean that you give up? No. Does this mean that you just open your arms and accept this negative energy. No. This means that you start focusing on yourself, shift the focus from them to yourself, and start evolving. Start shifting to better timelines. Start growing and being this beautiful person you are. Start showing up more and more as yourself at your soul level. And the more you do that, one day you will realize that negative energy, what is that? Evil eye? What does it even mean? If you are looking for tangible remedies until you work on your journey, until you work on yourself, then salt is an excellent remedy. Have a bath with salt water. Just add a spoon or two in a bucket of water and have a bath with the same. Salt is an excellent remedy to cleanse your aura, to cleanse your energetic field. It cleanses all blockages, obstacles, stuck energy. In fact, this is something that you can use every single day. You can have a bath with salt water every single day. That is option 1. Option 2 is removing evil eye energy. So there's something called as nazar in India. We call it as nazar, and we have rituals or techniques wherein we remove nazar from the energetic body. One such is mixing a few whole red peppers, red chili peppers, and which is mustard and salt. Mix them all and put it in a piece of newspaper or a piece of tissue paper, after which you, in anti-clockwise direction from head to toe, I don't know what it's called, I am suddenly blank and I don't know what it's called, but you basically move that pouch in anti-clockwise direction for 7 times from head to toe. So it goes like this and you just throw it away. I can't remember the word, I apologize. Right now there's just this visual of doing this and I'm unable to remember what it is called. I am confident that the moment I'll post this video and I'll be typing the description, suddenly my brain will give me that word. Anyway, if you know what it is called, tell me in the comments so that I can remember what it is called. Okay, this is option 3, whole red peppers, 2 to 3. But remember, when you burn it, there's a lot of fumes, so be careful. Otherwise, you might start coughing badly. Okay. And the final and the fourth option is energy infused spray. You can create an energy infused spray and spray it on yourself every day for you to harness positive energy, for you to heal yourself, heal your auric field and release all negative energy. If you would like to learn how to make energy infused sprays, then I have exactly the course for you. Mentioned in the description is my link to the course. Only for $4. It's a very short, sweet course of 2 hours wherein I share with you 5 recipes which will help you in releasing blockages and healing your energetic field. That's about it from my end for today. For this video, I will see you again in the next one.